got it. Okay. 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 So you must be knowing, a lot of, the attackers are doing attacks, correct, right? So how come that, like, what are the different ways they are able to get into the organization? Okay. So like you might have heard about this. There is something called as cyber kill chain. What is that? Cyber kill chain. Okay. Or phases of cyber attack. Okay. Phases of cyber attack. Phases of cyber attack. Got it, right? Okay. Now, what is the first phase? Anyone? Okay. Yes. I might have. Yeah. Tell me.
Reconnaissance, right? The first phase.
Yes. Yes. Correct. Okay. So what it is? What? No, I will. Yeah, that is correct. But let's see the real attack. If anyone, like, there is some kind of police station somewhere. Okay. This is some police station. Some like bad actors are there. They want to attack on this particular the compound where the police station is there. This is one. Okay. For that, what they will do, first they directly don't attack it. What they do first, they will send one person, okay, and they will keep him to watch, okay, and see right from the morning to the evening what are the activities that are happening over here. See, that is called as Reiki. Okay, that is called as Reiki. Hindi, or in some South languages also they use, okay, Reiki, or RECCI something, or RECCY or something. Okay, Reiki. That doesn't mean that. Reiki means reconnaissance. Reconnaissance. What is meant by reconnaissance? Means, okay, research on, okay, or identifying the target and knowing more information about that particular target. Okay, what time these police are getting inside and what time the police are coming out. What is the best time to attack this police station? Where are their weapons are there? Okay, what kind of weapons they're actually holding? Okay, all such kind of information they're gathering. Okay, this is called as research. What you do is called as research, and you are identifying, okay, and you are wisely selecting, hey, this main gate, many of the times, say for example, they have two gates, okay, say for example, this one is the main gate, okay, and there is a small gate at the back door, okay, say this much, okay. So when they recce, right, they'll go sometime here and they'll go sometime here, and they will start checking what is the premises and all. Now they have identified that this particular door has got some weakness, okay, means like all the time, no, like with any weapon or anything, someone is not standing over here, people can easily go and access this particular door, and it doesn't require for you to like like heavy duty polices are not there or anything. So it is very easy. So this kind of information, like which is the right target where to penetrate into the system or this particular thing, okay, whatever they are planning to attack, okay. So that main thing they are going to identify. Say for example, let me apply this particular reconnaissance to our real world attacks, okay. So what I'll do like like I want to plant a malware in your organization. So what I'll do, okay, I will try to identify when your company is actually holding the tech summit. Okay, so if I want to know your email ID, okay, I should to send that malicious links or anything, I should know your mail ID. For that, I have different ways. Either I can go and check in your social networking, or I would like to know when your company is attending in your like some tech summits, or like any virtual summits, or any trainings which you have kept outside, like like some material or your research documents, so that I can identify the mail IDs of your employees. And I want only the mail IDs of some product team. Okay, how I'll come to know? I'll come to know, like like if I know that the product related some information, which some brochures which you distributed over the market, and in that who are the lead researchers who are explaining about that product, and is there any mail IDs over there, or with their name. I'll go to the LinkedIn and see if there is any the LinkedIn with the same username, okay, for that particular company. Okay, the virtual, I'm sorry. So that kind of things, by default you will be able to see. Okay, so the I mean, like, you're able to gather the information in that way. So you are not actively doing anything, you're passively getting involved in gathering the information. um, there is passive information gathering and active information gathering. Passive information gathering is like getting the information from social media. Okay, getting the information from uh, uh, like the various your websites, various all your summits, all these kind of things. That is passive information gathering, that is reconnaissance. There are some other active reconnaissance also. This is important for us. Okay, from externally, is someone is trying to reach our DNS server. Means, like, what are our DNS servers? Okay, what are our some other information, like that guy might be trying to identify what are our web servers. Okay, what kind of web server is ours, or what kind of the database server we are using. Maybe that kind of information also, like, it's nothing but the information gathering only. Okay, there are different ways. Okay, if you have some things in place, like to identify the reconnaissance, or like what are the different the ports that are available in your organization that are open, like apart from port 80 and 443, that is web, are there any other ports that are open from external to internal? Okay, that is also nothing but reconnaissance only, but it is an active reconnaissance. That means that you are using some tools and techniques to gather that information. That is active. Okay, the passive means you are not going to actively use any tools, but what you are going to do is you will use the social media and the websites of the company which you are targeting, or the profiles, social networking profiles of like LinkedIn, or these Facebook, or earlier it was Orkut, all these kind of things, where you are going to gather the information of that particular employee. Okay, or that particular organization. Okay, so that is called as active and passive reconnaissance. Okay, so guys, you have the reconnaissance in place. Okay, and you are able to gain some information. Sorry. Okay, you are able to gain some information. Okay, from the the of the target. Okay, now you identified, okay, this particular thing, okay, I can attack SQL server because this particular version has got some issue, so I attack. This particular application server has got some issue, vulnerability, so I'll attack on this. No, this particular employee looks to be like very social media savvy. I mean, like, hunger for the social media data, so I'll just drop a link to him. He'll definitely click it. Okay, that kind of passive or the active related reconnaissance, what you do, they do. Okay, pairing remote, like, once after you do these things, right, now you have identified the target. Now what you have to do to reach there? Okay, now you would like to send weaponization. Okay, that means, like, you would like to reconnaissance you are done. Now you will create a weaponization, means I will create a link with some, as soon as when he clicks, some downloadable file gets triggered. That is called as like the weaponization. Means, like, some payload I'll try to not payload, some the approach I'll try to create. Okay, So means like once if someone clicks that link, how you can actually um, download that malicious file will be you are creating. Okay, now over the mail you will send that link. Whatever the user, when he clicks, the downloadable file comes, right? That particular link, okay, you will deliver it. How you are going to deliver it? You can deliver it through through LinkedIn or through a mail, or you just insert some malicious file in a pen drive and just throw it in front of the office. Okay, let any of the employee take it, and hoping that what is there in that particular pen drive, if he inserts in that office system and tries to click on that particular file, okay, now that successfully he will be able to get into that organization. Got it, right? So the delivery is also very important. So reconnaissance, then weaponization. Weaponization means when he clicks on some link, or when he inserts some pen drive and clicks on that particular uh, when he clicks on that particular executable file, or when he clicks on that link, some kind of the malware gets the triggered. Okay, that payload, the delivery happens. Okay, so now the delivery, it is like, as I said, it is the normal way of how you are going to send it to that. Okay, now somehow through mail or through this thing it is happened, the file is there, and the file, like once he clicks it, right, okay, that particular thing gets executed. Okay, that particular thing is getting executed. Once if it executes, it gets all its activities done, like installing the like the instructions, whatever coming from the command and control, means the main server from where they are controlling this system, right? All that instructions and telling that particular machine. So all these things happens, means like once if you exploit anything, okay, then you will be able to install it. Okay, then once if you install it, you will be controlling that machine. Okay, and once if you are able to control that particular machine, okay, then now you are going to copy the data, or delete the data, or modify the data, or you would like to encrypt the data, or some kind of whatever you want, you can do that. Okay, so it is different phases where the attacker actually happens. There are like different phases of attacks are there, but usually some people say 5 phases, and some people say 7 phases. Okay, it all depends upon the way your perception. Okay, now I'll say phases of cyber attack. Okay, let me check this. Okay, oh god, oh guys, you're able to see my screen by any chance?
Yes, yes.
There is a delay.
Okay.
We are able to see it.
Yeah, okay, let it. Okay, so see, as I said, some people say 5 phases of cyber attack. That's what I mean to say. Some people will say 7 phases. Okay, so what you have to do is, wherever you see 7 phases, it is called Lockheed Martin. Okay, Lockheed Martin has told, from my perspective, there are 7 phases. One is reconnaissance, second one is weaponization, third one is delivery, fourth one is exploitation, fifth one is installation, sixth one, that command and control, means once after you install, you are commanding that particular machine remotely using command and control center. Okay, like even if you take the DDoS, what happens? Once if you are able to, okay, like some small software, like like video editing software or something like that, free, you are getting it in torrent, you installed it, got it, right? Now what happens, it will actually start, like they are kept that particular file, like reconnaissance they have done, where the people are like, I want to have lot many machines for my DDoS attack. I want lot many machines, thousands and lakhs of machines I want, which they have to listen to me whenever I give some instructions to them. So how can I get? He did some reconnaissance. He has come to know that okay, people are interested in some free softwares. Okay, yeah, I got it. Now I have come to know that free software is required. So then, which site if I keep more people will come? Which site? Okay, in torrents they will be very interested. Okay, then he will create a torrent file with some with some kind of malicious thing, and he will upload it, okay, to that particular website. Now then after that, user like you and me takes that, downloads that particular malicious files and installs it onto our machine. Okay, then once after that he installs that, okay, now internally without knowing to you, it opens a command and control center to that, that malicious guy, who's attacker somewhere sitting, like your machine. Lakhs of people might have downloaded the same software. All that machines are communicating internally without knowing to their owners with that command and control machine. This can be a person who is actually listening to it, or a machine, or a code, software code, which is a bot. Okay, which is like as soon as someone responds it gives some instructions back to those machines, like what they have to do, like wait for 1 hour or something like that, or then it will send some instructions like send HTTP GET request to this particular URL, like that. Then we will receive it, and then what we'll do that kind of, as machines, like end machines, we will send that GET request to that particular server. Like multiple systems are sending all the time, all at one time, right? So it will become a DDoS attack to that particular web server. Now it's very hard for that particular company to control it, because it was someone is controlling by sitting somewhere, but the requests are coming from multiple machines, because these are all under attack, got attacked and got compromised, and they are listening to this command and control center. Okay, so there is, like, some people, they say it is only 5 phases. Okay, like here how they are, um, some people say 4 type of cyber attacks or something, but I don't want. Yeah, let me take this. Okay, so this is important question for everyone. Okay, just go through it without any, this thing. So recon is the first one. Okay, intrusion means how you get inside and you present over there. Okay, lateral movement means, like, like uh, data, once if you start collecting the data and sending it to the other machine, or getting in touch with that main machine, which is that remote machine. Okay, then after that, like escalating your privileges to the next level to become a root user, like someone as Srikanth or someone has told. Then after that, completing your entire mission and coming out of that particular area by cleaning up all your, the traces, your logs and everything. Okay. Okay. So this is, but usually everyone will focus on 7 phase attack, 7 phase only. 5 phases nowadays, no one is, in even interview, they are asking, like Lockheed Martin 7 phase, cyber kill chain. Could you please tell me, like that they are asking? Okay. Now, in this particular, like you have come to know about various phases. Now, there should be a clarity in between you and me as well. Okay, as a like, SOC analyst, or the attacker also, in which phase what we can do. Okay, that is very important for us. So how we are going to know that in which phase what we have to do? Okay, that's why for our understanding, okay, MITRE attack framework, if you go here, this one, give me a second. Yeah, go here, guys. Yeah, this one. Okay, in reconnaissance, active reconnaissance, what you can do? Okay, if you click this, you will get some information. Okay, like all these things, websites, domain names, technical databases. Okay, like you have, you know, what and all you can gather information in a more descriptive way they have given here. Okay, active scanning, as I said, like what are the ports open. Okay, what are the IPs are that are present in that particular range of that particular organization. Okay, what are the DNS records, all those things. Scanning is also one thing. Okay, victim host information is also one. Victim identification means, like, you know, social media gathering information and all. Network information gathering, like scanning the network. Here, scanning the ports, scanning the network. Fishing for information, like directly sending, you know, hey, what could you please tell me, no, like I'm calling from, you know, so and so vendor, I would like to get in touch with your sales team. Who is, could you please provide, I'm not able to figure out, like that they will send. You might be giving that information of the sales team. Okay, that the email ID, so that maybe these attackers might be trying to find out, you know, like once after they get to know about your sales team people, because they don't know who are your sales team people. If you provide their mail ID, they will send some, you know, malicious file or the mail or anything. Then once they click on it, then they will try to identify what are the files in your systems and gather that files and send it to these guys. Okay, so that they can know about your business, sales related, everything they can come to know. Okay, so that is the thing. Then like that. Okay, this is, you know, first phase. Okay, then like apart from that, like resource development, you know, like once after, like, you know, doing some kind of uh, you know, gathering the account related information. Okay, like getting some, you know, uh, like your hardware specific related information, or, you know, your specific, like, you know, mm, with respect to more of a technical aspects information they will gather over here. But in initial access, like how you are going to deliver that particular uh, no, this particular content to that, whatever the malicious content to that particular thing. Same thing, whichever it is there, in phases wise, what and all you can do in each phase is explained over here. Okay, um, so that same thing, okay, whatever it is mentioned over here, which will help us out. Okay, if someone asks you, like, the attack now, whatever you have observed is, you know, the scanning, port scanning you have observed. Okay, that means it is like a reconnaissance phase related attack. Okay, say for example, um, you know, some script got executed in your systems. Before to that, they have done somehow, but script executed, you have identified. That means, like, execution wise, you identified this particular in execution phase, you have identified this attack, and then you will trace back how they have done that. Okay, like that, every phase has got so many, you know, types of or techniques are available, and each technique, whatever it is there, you know, this is like this is the tactic. Okay, and you know, and these are like techniques, you know, account, you know, like the approach is called as technique. Okay, the, like, you know, brute force you can do multiple ways. Okay, you can do dictionary attack, you can do, you know, rainbow attack. All these things you can do, all are dictionary attack only. These are all, you know, dictionary attack itself, it is one kind of, you know, tactic. Okay, techniques are so many ways you can do it. Like, you know, you can randomly create some guessing passwords with the you know, the user dictionary words, and at the rate, his birthday or at the rate with some 123 at the rate or something like that. Okay, that is what you will find it over here. Okay, where it is. Yeah, see the credential access. Okay, so brute force. Brute force is what? It is a tactic. Brute force is a tactic. Under brute force tactic, you have four techniques. You have four techniques. What is it? Is password guessing, password cracking, password spraying, credential stuffing. What is what and all we'll see later in some time. Okay, maybe tomorrow or maybe within some time we'll be going to see. But this is, and these kind of things are very much are called as technique. Okay, and this is called as tactic. Tactic you have, and different techniques will be there. Okay, so MITRE framework will be having some kind of, it gives a tactics and techniques metrics. Okay, for you or me. Okay, any such kind of things are happening in our organization or something like that, approach like we can, okay, scanning related thing, anything is there or not. Okay, yeah, different tactics are there and different techniques are also there. So all those tactics and all those techniques we'll try to identify, okay, whether we have covered all of them or not. Okay, so that way we can at least come to a conclusion that, okay, how much secured we are. Got it, right? Is it clear, guys? Guys? Hello?
Yes, Bhagwan.
Okay. So shall I move forward?
Yeah.
If you
Yes,
have...
Bhagwan.
Okay. 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 Now, see these guys, attackers might be any one of these things only they will be approaching. These techniques, any one technique they will approach. That technique falls under one tactic. Okay, that you can easily come and guess it over here. Okay, but if they ask you what is meant by MITRE attack metrics, okay, like CVE MITRE is there, right? Same way, this is like, from that MITRE organization only, but this is like more of attacks related, phrases there which they have given. Okay, so in this particular thing, you have to just answer them like, yeah, these are like, the techniques and tactics for various phases. They have given a matrix for us, which helps us in identifying any, the attacks related thing, and we can do some kind of, the security coverage also we can get that, like that you can say. Okay. So now we have come to a point. Okay. So yes, we have come to know about like many of these active or passive reconnaissance, whatever they do. Okay. So what they are doing after identifying something, they are actually exploiting our system. Correct, right? Exploiting our system. Correct, right? So what is this particular thing? Exploiting means, okay, now they have chosen one kind of, weakness, okay, in the system, and they have exploited that vulnerability, okay, and then they were able to get into that particular system. Okay, now today we have seen, okay, one particular, the use case, that is like sometime before we have discussed about like, the ransomware, how it attacks. As I said, this is the office network. Okay, there are so many various files, like to these systems also. My system, once it gets infected, it can actually infect other machines connected to me as well. Through this SMB port, it can connect. So SMB is the, the exploit, they say, sorry, dry, what is that? For example, eternal blue. So yeah, okay. Eternal blue is one kind of, the exploit, okay, which is like helps you in, takes the advantage of this SMB protocol that, like, once if I attack this system, like my system, the eternal blue protocol, eternal blue exploit will help me in reaching to other systems using SMB protocol. So this eternal blue are, in ransomware, or some other some the protocols, whichever, not protocols, this that main uh, the vulnerability weakness is not the one which is the payload. The payload is something, once if after I exploit, means I have identified that there is a wall. Give me a second. There is a wall, okay, and this particular wall is there right from the beginning, but this is very strong. Okay, this gate is very strong. This gate is also there. This is also an exploit. Here also an exploit, what I can directly enter in. Okay, but the security is very strong. I cannot, like, directly go away, go from here, because they might be asking a lot of questions. There might be a chance of I'm getting caught, but here no security is there. So the exploit is the way that how I'll get into this particular, this perimeter, with, the way I get in, right? That is called as exploit. Okay, so now the payload is who, either I'll go or I'll send some robo, like some kind of, some machine, or I'll be like sending it through my courier, some other person, third person, something into that particular, this system to attack. Okay, that's all. That's up to me. That particular, if it is just an example, I'm just giving you. If it is a bomb, okay, so that particular bomb is now the payload. Okay, once if it goes there into that payload, if someone, like, if it is in a box, okay, if they open that particular box, the payload will get executed and it will be burst. I mean, like, there'll be a blast. Okay, so that kind of thing is the thing which you have to remember. Okay, payload is actually, it's kind of, malicious software. Okay, you need an exploit. Okay, this is a vulnerability and this is an exploit, and you are carrying it the payload and you are getting into the system and someone opens it, then, like, the it gets triggered. So whatever you have seen, okay, I think um, what is that malicious thing which we have, dear cry, WannaCry. Okay, all these things are payloads. Remember that. Sorry, um, you know, this malicious files. WannaCry is a malicious file. Okay, DRCry is a malicious file. It has got different variants. COVID-19 kind of, it is a malicious file. Okay, got it, right? So that's all, like, which you have to know about these exploits and payloads. Okay, the main way. Okay, and now let me move on to some different kind of topic altogether. Okay, as I said, okay, I have, okay, so now, guys, like the scanning, I said scanning. I'm telling, what is this scanning? First of all, okay, the attackers do scanning. For what purpose they do? Okay, see, now I know that in your organization, okay, firewall is there. Any traffic, it has to get into the organization. Guys who have not studied the organization architecture, go to the first two videos and go through them. It is clearly explained, well explained. Just revisit that particular topic. That will help you guys out in understanding more here. Okay. For yeah, here. Okay. This is the router. Okay. This is the router, and this is the firewall. Remember, any person who is trying to enter into your organization, like this is the internet. Okay, this is the internet. Someone wants to, uh, get into your organization. Okay, so how come, like, he'll come? How he'll come? First, he will get into the internet from internet, like your ISP. Sorry, from ISP to your router. Okay, I'm not displaying your ISP here, just considering it is from ISP. Connected to your router. Okay. Now, if a request comes, whether to allow him inside or not, how it is, who is going to take the decision? It's not router takes the decision. It's the firewall which takes the decision. Okay. What is the responsibilities of firewall? Okay. Check the service port. Service port. Okay. That is which ports are open. That is port 80, TCP. Okay. Port 443, TCP. Okay. They have written some configuration, this kind of configuration. That is called as ACL. What is this? Access control list. This access control list gives us which IPs of which transport type to be allowed inside. This is called as inbound ACL route. Inbound ACL route. Same way, you will have, okay, some other list of similar ports, which ports to be opened and which ports to be not allowed from internal to external. That is called as outbound ACL. Got it? Outbound ACL, access control list. Okay, this is outbound route, access control. Okay, outbound rule you can say. Okay, or this is a control list. What it is. Okay. Now, guys, remember. Okay, nowadays the firewalls, whatever, the incoming traffic it is come from whichever the IP it comes. If it is port 80, I will allow it. If it is port 443, I'll allow it. Okay. If in case, if they said port, now for example, 22. Okay. Which port is port 22? Someone say?
SSH.
Someone give me? Huh?
SSH.
Yes. Okay. It's to be. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, give me a second. Okay, got it right. Okay, now I'm just giving you the information. So it is 22. Okay, SSH is 22. Okay. Now, one guy from somewhere, okay, what he has done is he has reached, okay, he somehow was able to come to know about the IP address range of your office, like this particular router's IP address range or something, and like this this firewall IP address range or something, he has come to know. Some public IP range he has come to know. Then what he has done, he tried to connect, okay, some port, some service that is port, I mean like that is 23. Okay, what is 23? Guys, 23.
Telnet.
Port 23. Guys,
It's Telnet.
port 23. What is port 23?
Telnet.
Anyone?
Telnet.
Hello? Am I audible?
You're audible, Raghav. I'm not sure
Guys,
whether
am I
you can
audible?
able to hear us.
That means my audio is gone. Okay, give me a second. That is my mistake. Okay. My mistake. Okay. Okay. So, port 23 is what?
Telnet.
Am I audible?
No.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, you are audible, Raghav.
Give me a second. Guys, am I audible?
Guys, am I
Yes,
audible?
Raghav.
Guys, am I audible?
Yeah, I am not able to get your voice here. Okay.
Now I am able to hear you guys. Okay. Okay, now I am able to hear. Sir, can someone talk to me now? Someone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. Yes, perfect. Okay. Maybe some call has come, so that's the thing, because I'm called like that audio got rerouted. Okay, let it be. No worries. So port 23 is what? Telnet, correct, right? Okay. So will you allow any employee to connect from externally through Telnet, like plain text someone or someone trying to connect your systems anywhere? Forget about here only you have come to know about some server is there. To that particular Linux server, Telnet, will you allow? Some Linux server is there internally. Okay.
No, will not allow
That's
because it's unsecure.
No.
Yes, we should not allow. So that's why what we might have done, we have clearly, okay, this whatever you see port numbers, okay, are called as implicit, allow, means by default, whatever you given the IPs, right? Sorry, port numbers, right? Those are only have to allowed. Remaining like port 21, okay, port 22, port 20, okay, or any other ports out of this 0 to 65,535 ports, 0 to 65,535 ports. Nothing should be allowed apart from these. Okay. So that is called as implicit deny. Yeah, by default it is denied. Okay, so apart from this, if anything comes, so now you don't know what is like which ports are really open, which ports are really not closed. So for that, what you'll do, you take some kind of tools, okay. If you have anything like the scanning tools, someone know any scanning tools? Nmap, someone has heard about Nmap? Nmap, you give some IP address, okay, and give the port range, okay. Within that particular system, IP address. and give the port range, and it will scan that particular system, that what are all ports open, and okay, what is the service? Okay, let's see. I have actually recorded a few videos in my older batch 2 about Nmap. If you want, you can go and revisit. Okay, okay, Nmap scan result. Okay, okay, where it is, images. Come on. Okay. Yeah, this one. See. See, someone has done some scanning of Nmap top ports. Top ports means 0 to some
1024.
1024, but which are like well-known ports. Not it's like 0 to 24. Top 1000 well-known ports. Got it right? Got it right? In between, yeah, some of them in between are also not counted. Okay, they are also like random ports only. Only the ports which are like port 21, port 20, port 23, like that. In between 11 to 20, so many are there. At 0 to 20, so many are there. We are ignoring some of them. Got it right? Many of them. Okay, we are counting only few, which are 1000 ports like that. Okay, so in that it has given these are the ports. Now port 21 is closed, that is giving. Port 22 is open. Okay, that is SSH service. For this particular system, see the IP address of that particular system. That is from local only that they have scanned it. That's why this IP. If you know the IP address, public IP address of any system, you can give here. Okay, and port 23, that is telnet, is closed. 25 SMTP, it is closed. Okay, and port 80 is open. Port 110, what is this 110? I don't know. Okay. Port 139, net bias, this is SMB. Okay, which and all ports are net bias ports? 135 to 139, correct, right? Okay, it depends upon like who at which system they want to use, they can use it. Okay, that port they can use it. And 443 is for HTTPS, that is closed. Okay, 445 is Microsoft DS, what that's not like SMB port. 3389, okay, term server, that is Microsoft term server, that is also, it is like closed. Okay, these are the list of the top ports in that, like mostly used ports. Okay, so like this it will give. So Nmap is a scanning tool. What it is doing is it is going sending one TCP where it is, yeah. Okay, now what it is doing is TCP SYN request it will send. TCP SYN request, SYN, because TCP connection it will try to establish. In that, what it will do, it will send only SYN request. Okay, if it sends any SYN request, if it is getting response back from that particular system, okay, that means that particular service is open. Like if you get any response from that particular port, okay, you send SYN. If you are getting SYN ACK only, you will get, correct, right? That is called as port open. If you send SYN request, okay, there might be any of two chances. One, they might respond to you, Two, they might not respond to you. Okay, they might not respond to you means the port might be closed. Like as I said, these are only in access control list are allowed, remaining all are by default blocked. Okay, so that time, if it is blocked, two options. One, either they will let you know or they will keep quiet. If they are keeping quiet, okay, it's problem for them. Like as I said, connection, wait time, all these kind of things I have told right on that day. Similar kind of, the attacker will waste his time over there. If you respond to him, that port is closed, immediately he will move to the next port. Okay, it's better not to respond to any kind of, scannings. Okay, you as a SOC engineer, okay, you should be able to identify this particular, request. How you are going to do that? It's very simple. Take the firewall log, okay, from a single IP source, okay, from a single IP source like this. From a single IP source, okay, if you are getting, okay, multiple SYN requests, okay, then that means, okay, within like every 1 second, if 1 second request, like within 1 minute, different ports in request if we are getting, like if the port numbers are different within like 1 minute and the multiple SIM requests are more than like 20 and the port numbers count is also more than 20 within like 1 minute, that means definitely is doing one scan because the IP is same. Okay, SYN request count, total number of SYN like that in log, if you are identifying within 1 minute is more than 30 from the same IP. Okay, and the total count of each, okay, unique I'm telling, unique port numbers like 10, 11, 12, 13, like that kind of ports, or within that particular 1 minute, if it is more than 20, then it is by default, it is scanning, is this guy is trying to do some attack. Okay, so this kind of like you are trying to identify a person who is doing reconnaissance on your active reconnaissance on you. This is an important question that remember. Okay, sir, if they ask you a question that, okay, if they are like, I will show these all things in the practical in some time, but scanning means what you have to know, right? During that time also I'm giving some information. How you are going to identify if there is any scanning attack happening in progress means just from the same IP, multiple SYN requests to different ports within 1 minute. Okay, from the same same system, multiple port connection requests like more than 20 are coming. Okay, like like more than 20, then you can easily say that it is a scanning attack. Okay, port scanning attack. Okay, so is this clear everyone first before we proceed to the next?
Yes.
Okay, so I have taken more time. I'll take another 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so now you are going to come to know about the ports. In this thing, what is the advantage for us if we do scanning? If there is any port like telnet is open or closed, these kind of things we will come to know so that we can easily attack. So vulnerabilities can be identified using this scanning. So if you identify what are the open ports, in those, if any open ports are vulnerable ports, okay, like telnet, remote desktop where you can get the credentials stuffing and you can try logging into those RDP machines or something like that. Okay, so for this, how you can fix these kind of things? You can recommendation, if you find some scanning attack, immediately you have to give some recommendations in that particular incident ticket itself. You have to tell them that, okay, you know, like the port should not be responding, all these things. Okay. What is Srikanth? You can unmute and you can ask the question. Error. What is the error?
I think someone is unable to join your meeting.
Is it so? Come on, man.
I think she joined Varsha.
Varsha is she joined. Okay, fine then. Okay. Now everyone is there. That's what. Varsha is joined. Varsha, you are there? She's there. She's there.
Okay, Ravi.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what. One second. Varsha, I see two missions from your side. Okay, let it be. We'll discuss about
Hello?
that later.
Hello?
Yeah, Varsha.
There's no two mission, Raghav. Only on laptop I have connected.
Is it that? Yeah, that is what I guess, sir. Yeah. Let me, I don't know which one is this. Yeah, it's okay. We'll go ahead. Then, now the scanning is an interesting thing. So you should make sure you have some correlation rules to be in place for your sake as a SOC engineer. Apart from that, okay, like your firewall rules to be updated all the time, okay, like your OS to be when I'm saying the scanning, I can directly scan not only the firewall, I can scan by sitting here my own machine, which ports are open, which ports are closed, because every network to transport layer, TCP 65,535, UDP 65,535, ports will be there. In that, I might be like hosting some web server, my own interest, okay, or I might be keeping some, the critical machines with some critical data within my machine itself. If an attacker wants, he can say exploit my machine as well. Okay, so this is this scanning related thing. So you should be like make sure all these things. Okay, now okay, how many of you know sniffing related stuff? Okay, see, sniffing is nothing but, now I am in some hotel. I am correct, right? Okay. Now what I'll do is, instead of if you see here, you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
This is called as some hotel sign. Hotel name is sign. Okay. So the sign hotel, okay, has got some Wi-Fi. What I'll do, I'll create my own hotspot, something called as sign. Got it, right? Okay. And I'll keep the same password, or I'll keep it as open. Okay. People, what do they think? They will think that, okay, sign is, okay, is the second one is also the genuine sign, and they will try to get connected. Correct, right? Okay. Now, once if they connect, okay, to my on a hotspot or any router or anything, okay, so with that, what happens? I will be in a position, got it, right? Okay, to see the data that is passing through that particular system. Am I correct or not? Okay, through system is through that whatever the Wi-Fi router which I have given free internet for all the people, right? I can start sniffing. How I will install Wireshark, connect to that router port, okay, and start listening to that data, so that I can theft that data if it is not in an unencrypted form, okay, and I can sniff all that information. Sniffing means like dog sniffs it, right? What is there inside, like that, correct, right? Same way, packet sniffers like Wireshark, which you might have seen I am using it, correct, right? Okay, that Wireshark kind of tools will be used for sniffing. Okay, for that, what you need to have, other person traffic that is going, okay, through your router, or you should have something called, okay, verify. Okay, some adapter. These are all adapters. Okay, Wi-Fi adapters. Means you should know all these things. These are all like USB adapters or something, where you can actually go and place it. Okay, and what you can do, people who are communicating over the air within this entire area, no need, you need not to give anything. All their IP addresses, their port numbers, where they are connecting, all such information, because application layer only gets encrypted, remaining all are open. All that information you can capture and see it using these kind of devices, adapters. No need, you need not to create any hotspot or anything. Just you can just start sniffing. If you do all that information, just select this particular thing, like, let me share. Okay, like it will give from where you would like me to collect the logs, like that it lasts, right? Okay, like here options it will show, like you want LAN or like virtual machine, or where you want. I have some virtual machines, or WLAN, or through Bluetooth. If I would have connected that, the adapter, Wi-Fi adapter, if I would have connected Wi-Fi adapter, if I select, it will, what it will do, whatever the within this entire area range, whatever the Wi-Fi connections are there, to that Wi-Fi connection, whatever the data it is going to those routers, and from those routers, whatever it is coming to the users, all the data I can capture using this adapter. Okay, that adapter, it's not there with me now. At home it is there. Okay, so you can capture that particular kind of information. The problem with that is the application level data, you cannot do anything because it is fully encrypted. Okay, but like the IPs and all, you can easily see. Okay, now yeah, okay, let's see remaining the content on the next class. I have